even within our community. And whereas every business, community organization, faith community, family, and individual can make a difference by choosing products that are not made by forced labor, by working to protect our young people from sexual exploitation, by addressing the problems of internet sex trafficking and pornography, and by becoming more aware of Robert E. Scott, Mayor of the City of Sioux City, on behalf of the City Council, we hereby acknowledge January as Slavery and Human Trafficking Prevention Month and encourage our citizens to become more familiar with the problem and to work toward solutions. I can present this to you and say a few words if you would.
Thank you very much. Well, I'm a member of the Siouxland Coalition Against Human Trafficking, as these others are here today as well. And on behalf of the coalition, I want to thank you, Mayor Bob Scott and the council, for recognizing the problem of human trafficking by issuing this proclamation. The Siouxland Coalition Against Human Trafficking was formed about 1.5 years ago for the purpose of abolishing all kinds of human trafficking, with an emphasis on domestic minor sex trafficking. And our purpose and our method of getting this problem solved and fulfilling our mission is through advocacy, education, and collaboration. So we look forward to working with the City Council, the social service agencies, the law enforcement, and just community in general to fight this battle. So I thank you very much. And I do have information here I'd like to hand out to the members of the council. I'll just pass it forward here. You can pass it on. In case there's things you are not aware of. I think this will get you a 101 course in against human trafficking and what's going on there. Thank you very much for this time and this opportunity.
Thank you. We really appreciate the work you're doing.
Thank you.
Okay, we will move on to interviews. Building and Housing Code, Michael Weller. Tell us a little bit about yourself and why you would want to serve.
I've been in Sioux City for about 25 years. I've got approximately 40 rental units. Would like to participate in the community as this is one area I think I can learn a little bit about the judicial process and open to help out.
Who's serving as the landlord now, Daryl?
Brad Bergstrom, he's has not been resubmitted for
Okay.
renewal. Within the second renewal.
Okay. Questions for him? We appreciate you applying. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Next is Andrew Gleiser on Parks and Rec. You're reapplying, right?
Yeah, I'm currently on the board.
Questions for Andrew? You've done a good job. We appreciate
Yeah, it's kind of an exciting,
Andrew and Adam. I'm sorry.
kind of an exciting time for the parks.
It is
in the city.
Andrew. I was going to say you
Yeah,
put
right.
Adam on here, but it is Andrew. I knew I was right. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's just a exciting time for the Parks Board and with all the new development with the parks coming on, so enjoy it.
How many openings do we have again on this one?
5 vacancies and 7 applications.
Ooh, okay.
This will be your second
Yeah,
Be a second.
full term, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, thanks for all you've done so far today. It's been active.
All right, we'll let you know.
all right,
Thanks.
thanks.
Take care, buddy. Adam Wheelock. Now, Adam, you're first time, right?
First time, yes.
Okay.
My name's Adam Wheelock. I'm an architect here in Sioux City. At the time I was found out that there were vacancies on the Parks Board. I've got a real passion for parks. I think it's very interesting. I'd like to make my services available to the Parks Board if they're interested in having me. Any questions?
That's good.
Appreciate your
All
effort.
your fishing trips with your dad, you got time to do this?
I think I'll squeeze it in, yeah.
So he's checking the parks out.
Well, we appreciate you applying. We'll let you know.
Thank you.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. Tell your dad, mom, hi. Next is the consent agenda, which is items 3 through 12E. You can assume they pass unanimously unless a separate roll call vote is requested. If you want to speak on the item, please come forward as I read the number. You want to speak on an item not on the agenda, come up under citizen concerns at the end. I'll move the consent agenda.
Second.
3 is the reading of the city council minutes of January 4th, 2016. 4 is a resolution approving a 5-year extension of contributions to the Siouxland Initiative. 5 is a resolution authorizing negotiations with DGR Engineering for the design of the Bridgeport. 6 is a resolution awarding a purchase order to Gill Inc. for a 135-foot heavy-duty low-floor diesel bus for the transit system.
Mayor,
Yes.
I have a couple of questions for Mike. A couple of things I noted on your price variance is that the tires, it's going to be customer furnished. And then
It
I've
is.
noted the warranties are all standard, but you have additional quoted
That's correct.
for warranties. And then I was going to ask you about the headlamps where you're changing what was the standard for Iowa DOT, if I'm reading that correctly.
Okay, sure. I guess we'll take them one at a time. With the tires, what we did was we went out and priced the tires that Napa can get for us, and they can have a delivery of a Goodyear dealer that's about 2 miles away from the Gillig plant in California, and they can supply those at about $2,000 cheaper than this price is. So their price to us was about $2,800, and the standard price that we could do as a deduct was about $4,800, as if we just bought them off the Iowa contract.
Okay.
So we chose to go that route.
Okay.
On the warranties, you know, we looked at a few different things, and I will say, in all through these items, we kind of walked through as a committee with mechanics, operations, and a driver to know if what we're buying is what we need. And so that's why you'll see some adds, but also some deducts, just from experience in the past. On the warranty, we looked at the funds we have available and how long we have to keep these buses. You know, we're looking to keep these buses probably 15 to 20 years. And this is 83% money we still can buy with the warranty as well. So we get another, you know, 150,000 miles probably on that additional 3 years that we get with each one of those. So just as an investment practice and knowing how long we have to keep them, we thought, and we have had them fail after 2-3 years. We put about 50 or 60,000 miles a year on a large route bus.
Okay, so that's the extended coverage.
It is.
Would be the additional miles you're talking about.
Right.
In addition to the 7-year,
Yes.
350,000 miles.
Yeah, the standard is on the engines and transmissions and HVAC, and those are about 2 years on the standard. So we're adding 3 years with those extended coverages.
Okay.
The headlamps, we looked at that, and the standard is LED, and, you know, normally, with anything we normally would do in the buildings, we'd stay with LED. In this case, the mechanics had brought up, and drivers had brought up the issue that LEDs don't conduct heat. And sometimes in the wintertime, with snow and ice, LEDs have a problem where there is no heat. So the ice and snow build up on the lamps, whereas the regular halogen create heat and actually melt them off. So it was just kind of one of those things that we decided to go with a standard halogen just for that reason of where we are in the country.
Are they as bright as the LEDs? Because I indicated to you that there was a rider that didn't feel like there was even headlights that were on.
Yeah, and you know, I haven't had any drivers or mechanics say anything, except when we first got used buses, they changed out some headlamps that were dim. They were daytime running lamps that were in those that we switched out. Other than that, I haven't heard any issues with weak headlights. And the drivers do daily checks. So, you know, if they don't write those up, then I don't think there's a safety issue as far as drivers are concerned.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Seven's a resolution inviting proposals for the lease of land in the Donna Park Urban Renewal Area and announcing the intent to accept the proposal of Mark Westphalen and setting a hearing 75 acres more or less on the west-southwest part of the Sioux City Gateway Airport. A, actions relating to grants. A is a resolution authorizing the police department to accept the 2015 Burn Justice Assistant Grant Program funds. B is a resolution accepting the Transit Joint Participation Agreement with IDOT for an elderly and persons with disabilities project grant. C is a resolution authorizing the fire department to submit a 2015 Assistance to Firefighters Grant application for automatic fire sprinkler systems in fire stations 1, 6, 7, and 8, and a fire alarm system in fire stations 7 and 8. D is a resolution authorizing a request for release of funds and certification of environmental review pursuant to the regulations of HUD in conjunction with the Lead Hazard Control Program. Making appointments to boards, commissions, and committees. A is a motion reappointing Rebecca Meyer to the Art Center Board of Trustees. B is a motion appointing Joe Craig to the Cone Park Committee upon due considerations of the circumstances. The City Council waives the policy that no one shall serve more than one on one board or commission. C is a motion reappointing Fran Palmersheim to the Cone Park Committee upon due considerations of circumstances. The City Council waives the policy that no person shall serve on more than one board or commission. D is a motion reappointing Dick Prius to the Effective Fiscal and Public Policy Committee. E is a motion appointing Reagan Cody to the Parking and Skywalk System Board of Trustees. F is a motion appointing Tom Masavisky to the Parking and Skywalk System Board of Trustees. G is a motion appointing Davidson Wissing to the Yamanashi Sister City Committee. 10 are total checks. Approved total checks issued for the reporting period December 2015 in the amount of $10,617,643.48. 11 are applications for beer and liquor license. See the list, come forward if you have questions. 12 is the receipt of minutes. See the list, come forward if you have questions. Anyone to be heard on any of those items?
Did you see in the Effective Fiscal and Public Policy Committee minutes, they talked about an interested buyer that has to buy the whole alley and vacated? I always thought we had that as a policy.
We don't have it as a policy. We have a policy that says that they can buy it if the other side doesn't want to buy it, right?
Yes.
But they're not required to buy it? Because I thought when you file your application to vacate, you have to submit a bid for buying what you're asking to be vacated.
No, because you have to offer it to the neighbor across the alley first.
So are we going to be having that come back to us or sent to us from the committee?
You'd have to ask Rhonda. She's on the committee.
Donna can tell you, I missed that the last meeting.
Donna Forker, Finance Director. We are working with Jeff Hansen of the Community Development Department, and he's putting together a new policy that will be coming back for the committee to review, and then it will come forward to council.
Okay.
The intention is to quit having these half alleys and things out there so that you do have the whole alley purchased.
Okay. Yeah, I thought that was always required, but if it hasn't been, then...
Not at this point.
Then we probably should have council look at that. Thank you.
Who needs to vote?
It was a freezing cold weekend, so I did a lot of reading.
Passes
I can tell.
5-0. 13 is a resolution approving a contract with W.A. Klinger for a 10-unit T-hanger development project, Sioux Gateway Airport. I'll move that.
Second.
Letting you guys catch up on the seconds here. I figured I had them all for at least a year.
We're doing good. And this construction will be completed.
Passes 5-0. 14 is a resolution approving economic development assistance contract with IEDA and Curly Foods, 1000 Cunningham Drive. I'll move that.
Second.
Passes 5-0. 15 is a resolution authorizing final payment to Sioux City Engineering for the police station.
Second.
Passes 5-0. Are there any citizen concerns? Any citizen like to be heard today? Seeing none, we'll go to council.
Thank the city manager and field services. Last week I mentioned the ice in the parking lot at the convention center. And I went by a couple days later and it was as dry as a bone. Good. So they did a good job and I appreciate that. That came from a citizen complaint. And then I also wanted to mention thanks to everyone who attended the work session at the Public Museum last week. The focus of the session was to identify actions that can be taken to address the issues of affecting homelessness in Sioux City. And a special thanks to all the city staff. There were council members, there was city manager, economic development, housing, neighborhood services people were all there, and I think the city was well represented. There is an issue that I have a question, or I would pose a question, I guess, to the council, because one of the key issues was affordable housing. And at the table that I was at, they discussed that, is Daryl still here? He's not. No. They discussed that the apartment complex, if that's what you call it, apartment buildings across from the warming shelter, had been placarded or red tagged about 2 months ago. So I guess the question I have is there anything the city can do to assist? And I guess maybe I might challenge economic development, community development, housing, neighborhood services to help the owners become code compliant so that can turn into housing, available housing for whomever may need it. It could be something that eventually the warming shelter could use. It could be just apartments. I think I drove by and looked. I think there's 14 units connected to that. And I'm not sure what we can do, but I sure hate to see it end up being demolished. And if there's any opportunity now to get something done.
I will talk to Daryl, find out what the issues are with those buildings and what could be done to make it
I'd appreciate
compliant.
that, and maybe something can come of it. Somewhere along the line, I got it in my head, and I think I shared this with Keith probably at one time, but I think I asked the question how many vacant lots from properties that were demolished ended up remaining vacant, and there were like 81 houses torn down in the last 10 years, and only 2 have ever been rebuilt on. So I guess I'm looking for ways not to have a lot of vacant lots around town. And finally, I just wanted to mention, I know the mayor's been there. I had an opportunity and went down to Dismas, D-I-S-M-A-S Charities. It's a Federal Bureau of Prisons contract operation to transition those in federal prison to come back into the area from which they were sentenced and to get acclimated back into the community again. They've been there about 3.5 years. It's they wanted me to share with council that there's a standing invitation to all city personnel and community leaders if they would like to go down and take a look. It's really a pretty impressive operation down there. It really is.
It's hard to believe. You would not think where it's at, what it is.
What's that?
It's the old steak block.
Oh, okay, that's right. That's
down
what they told me.
behind Charlie Zook's body shop, basically. Yeah. Right, not very far from behind the backside of the Journal.
And it's they're not looking or asking for anything. They just would like the city to know they've been here for about 3.5 years. I think they're in the process of maybe contracting with the Federal Bureau of Prisons to go to another 4-year contract. But it is a really good operation from all appearances. Some good people working it, and a lot of good people that are having the opportunity to get, transition back into.
Facility.
It is
very well done.
Yeah. When I got there, I told them I was representing the health department as well, and because I know the cook down there, and the kitchen was immaculate. You could eat off the floor, but it is a really good, impressive operation, and I wish them the best and the residents down there. So I just wanted to make sure the invitation, you knew that the invitation was there if you're ever interested in going down and taking a look. So, and that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, well, I have one thing, well, actually, I have two things. First of all, I have a question about our interstate that's being built. I had a phone call from the paramedics, and they were wondering if there's gonna be crossovers when the interstate's complete, so they can cross over to answer a call. Right now, they're going, when they go south, they have to go all the way down to the industrial interchange and come back, and they sometimes waste 5 to 8 minutes, and that could be a life or death thing. They can't cross over because there's not enough room. And the people that pull over, it's just turned into a big headache.
Isn't Dakin coming up to do another deal for us here in council chambers?
Yeah, Glenn Ellis, city engineer. I don't know all the details of a switchover, crossover, but yeah, as Keith had indicated, Dakin with the DOT will be here at the end of this month to provide an update on the I-29 project. So any of those type of questions, and I can check in prior to that, but and so he can hopefully have a response.
Yeah, they'd be real interested in that because right now they have a real problem getting to a seam real quick when it's on the interstate.
Yeah, we've addressed that with the police department, and I'll make sure that we have a plan in place to take care of the problems that could arise from an accident in the funnel, we call it. There is crossovers there, but I don't know exactly where they're at. But
right now there is?
Right, and but they're secured, so you gotta know where they're at.
Right.
But I'll have Sergeant Sassman share that with EMS so that they're well aware of it. I think that we have shared it but I'll make sure that they've got it. So we do have a plan in place how to deal with those instances that occur in the funnels.
Okay, that'd be great.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, and you're gonna have a whole different detour coming up in like 3 months.
Well, they just, they're looking at the future when this all gets done, to make sure that they're in place. So that's basically what they're interested in.
You mean
They're usually shut off by cables, aren't they?
Well, and actually right now too.
They're usually closed by virtue of a cable. Will law enforcement or EMS have opportunity or keys available to them?
I'll have to find that out for sure, how we're gonna do this crossover. We have a plan on responding to an accident in that area, so emergency medical people as well.
Sure.
Yeah, I know that they have to go all the way down the interchange or to the industrial to get back up. Yeah, to get back up to go where they need to go, and sometimes you lose a lot of time. You could lose a life. So that's what they're concerned about. You're talking about the homeless. We have got in place now. I started. It's called Handbags for the Homeless, and we're collecting handbags and backpacks, and we're going to be putting things in them, and then we're going to be distributing them in the middle of January. The Mayor's Youth Commission they're going to help us pack them. Yeah, they're going to help pack them next Monday night. It's going to be downstairs, and then they're going to have their Mayor's Youth Commission, and they're also going to appoint a mayor and the mayor pro tem. So we're also invited to that. So it's January 18th, right? So
That's a holiday, They're going to do it on the 18th.
right.
Martin, okay.
Yep, they're doing it on the 18th, but it's not a holiday this year for us. Well, for us as council, we don't have council, but anyway, if anybody has handbags or backpacks out there, please drop them off at customer service, and we're going to start passing them out Wednesday,
Following Wednesday.
yeah. So, and we've had a lot of people step up. I bet we probably have 300 bags and backpacks right now to stuff. Dr. John Meese is giving us toothbrushes, toothpaste, floss, little packages to stick in every purse and handbag. And we've had a lot of people donate a lot of things. So I want to thank everybody for that. And this is going to be continual. We're not going to quit doing it after this deal. So we're going to make sure that we have handbags and backpacks on hand all the time.
So how will you distribute them?
I and Amy from
Housing Services.
Yep, we're going to go and what's her thing called? Point of time or something like that. Anyway, we're gonna be distributing these handbags and purses, that Thursday and Friday, I believe. So we're gonna go to the homeless shelters, go to, Gospel Mission, and distribute, put them out that way, so. That's it. We gotta hurry.
Not too late.
Gotta get the stuff ready.
Oh, the man cave, never mind.
Oh,
Oh, so we're all watching at Bob's house?
Yeah,
Man cave.
that'd be all right.
that's for you boys.
A week from
We
this
got that.
Saturday, January 23rd, we'll be having our budget hearing on the capital improvement program. We start at 9 o'clock in the morning and we go till 4:30 in the afternoon. It's going to be an all-day event.
You
Rest
bet.
up Friday night for Saturday.
We're not, we're taking a break and we're going somewhere for lunch. Bring the credit card, my friend.
That'd be all right. And then, as Rhonda has pointed out, and that she has worked hard on with the Martin Luther King Jr. Day, would you like to announce this? Because it's important that we have a good turnout for that.
It is.
And it looks like an excellent program for next
Very-
Monday. No council meeting next Monday, but they're over the noon hour.
As we do every year, the City of Sioux City is gonna celebrate Martin Luther King Day, Jr. And it's gonna be at Bishop Heelan Fine Arts Center from noon to 1. And I tell you, we have a really, really great lineup for this. It's, Daniel Ford did an awesome job. We have, the Winnebago Student Drummers. We're gonna have, let's see, we're gonna have a mime. This person's name is Corey Joyce, and he's East High student, and Kedrick French. They're going to be doing a mime. Let's see. We also have a gal that I think she's in 6th grade. She does a Rosa Parks reenactment. So we got some good entertainment. So it's going to be very good. So don't forget that next Monday at noon at Heelan Arts.
That's all I have, Mayor.
And then isn't there something at, Mount Zion that night too, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's
7 o'clock, I believe.
7 o'clock.
Mr. Ratty?
And nothing further.
Can I keep that?
Sure.
I move we adjourn.
Second.
Gretkin,
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Reddick.
Aye.
Scott.
Aye.
Capron.
Nope. I
Just wanted to